friends, welcome back. I hope the camera angle is not too weird. I wanted to be able to get this whole like mess of stuff in here. So welcome back. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subby friend. So as you can see, our tumbler has its first layer of epoxy on it, so it has its base coat. It looks really pretty. This glitter is amazing. It's ready for a decal. I will tell you, I'm not completely even on, where I taped my cup up. So that's why you want to be, just really careful when you're taping it up, making sure that you're even, because I have a couple little spots where I'm not even. If I were selling this cup, I would definitely go in and fix those spots, but I'm not going to do that. Now, when you put this base epoxy on your tumbler, this needs to be nice and smooth. So if it's rough, you want to take some sandpaper to it. So this is a nice smooth glitter. However, honestly, for me, I always take some sandpaper to it. Even then, I just use a 1200, a very fine, just in case, to make sure there's nothing lumpy bumpy sticking up. And if you are using a real chunky glitter, you may have to take a little bit more of a sandpaper to it. And now I got a little bit of, my edges here, but this is such a light sandpaper, it's fine, it's not gonna matter. But be careful, try not to. So you're just gonna take your sandpaper, and I like to kind of put it in a circle like this. But I want to make sure, that everything is super, super smooth, and that there are going to be no rough edges and nothing bumpy that's going to bring my image up. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure everything's nice and smooth. So for me, I like to always take a piece of sandpaper to it, and then I will just wipe it down with a little hint of alcohol afterwards. So that there's no dust or debris on there. Again, I like to use the coffee filters. And so any of these weird spots like this, they'll come right back when you put epoxy on it. So not to worry, okay? You want a nice, flat, smooth surface for your decals. All right, so with decals, I have a lot of stuff here because I want to show you there are so many different things you can do with decals. Now, this isn't even beginning to, show everything that you can do. But, I look at things, and sometimes I do things that are a little unconventional, and I've decided that we're going to do something a little bit more unconventional on this one. But I do want to show you some different things with putting on a decal. So of course you can use your Cricut, and you can use any type of vinyl. You can also use a heat transfer vinyl. So if you have a beautiful vinyl that you want to use, but it happens to be a heat transfer, you can use that also. However, I will tell you, when you are putting the heat on your tumbler over top of your epoxy, wear a mask, okay? So that's a given. The vinyl and using your Cricut or your Silhouette or whatever die cutter you use, that is a given. Of course, you can do those with on your tumblers. Now, of course, you can use any kind of stickers right? So you can use stickers. Stickers are amazing. I also really like these stickers from, these are wall decals from the Dollar Tree. And these make a really nice picture because they're a vinyl. Okay, so you can use those. These make a really nice picture. Now, you can use tattoos. I love tattoos. These are temporary tattoos, and I use these all the time. I have all different ones that I use. You can use the big arm length ones, like this, if you want to do an entire cup. There's so many options with tattoos. And what I wanted to show you this is, you can see I use lots of different brands of tattoos, and I have had good luck with all of them. So I think that that is, you know, really important. I haven't had any tattoos that have not worked well, and I get them all from Amazon. Okay, so we know we can use our die cutter, we can use regular vinyl, we can use heat transfer vinyl, we can use tattoos, we can use stickers, we can use different die cuts. Now, if I were going to use a die cut, then this is thick and it's more of a cardboard. So I would really, you know, make sure that it is on there very good. So I would put some adhesive on it. So something like this, I would probably do a spray adhesive underneath it and make sure that it's stuck down really well. And then I would go over it with a Mod Podge. Okay. Now, since we're talking about that, it's very important, if whatever you're using is not sticking down well, then you need to use adhesive and stick it flat and let it completely dry, because it is not worth ruining your cup to be in a hurry. Because if you have a piece that's gonna come up, and trust me, I've done it, and I've done it a million times, even though I know better. You have a piece that comes up, I'll be like, oh, it'll be fine. And then you get epoxy underneath it, it lifts, and you're out of luck. You know, if you're lucky, you might be able to sand it down really well and get it to look decent. And you may not. You could very well just ruin your cup. Okay? So make sure that whatever you're putting on your tumbler is laying down flat and it is on secure. Okay? So these are some other die cuts. I got these from the Dollar Tree. They're butterflies. So just to give you some ideas. Now these are also from Dollar Tree. They're little cloth pieces. I've used stuff like this. I've used felt, any of that. Now you just want to, again, you want to make sure it's glued down really well, and then glue it down again over the top. Okay, and make sure that you let your glue dry completely, otherwise it will dry cloudy. Even something that's dries clear, if you put epoxy on it, when it's wet, it will be cloudy underneath it. Now, I sometimes do that intentionally because I want a cloudy look, but just know that it will be cloudy underneath there. Now, I have this other cool thing that I want to show you. All right, so please know this is not, you know, my invention. I learned this way back in like kindergarten, first, second grade, something like that. Lots of people do this technique. Okay, so I want to do it though with a picture of a person, because I want to show you a few things with it. Okay, All right, so this is a picture of me and my dog. I love my dog. This is, I don't know when this was taken, but it has to be within the last 3 years because I have the scar on my neck from where I had thyroid cancer. So it's got to be within the last 3 years. But here's a picture of me and my dog. Okay. Now this paper, this has got to be laser printer paper for this to work. So this is a image just printed on a laser printer. This will not work on an inkjet printer. Please know that. So I'm just gonna put my cup over here until we're ready for it. This is clear packing tape. Now, what you're gonna do is cut off your tape and you're gonna put it over your image. You wanna make sure that it's flat. I didn't do a good job making sure that that was flat, but you want to make sure that it is completely flat, okay? And you can cut off your excess. I like to leave a little bit on the edges because, you know, I feel like it helps it to stick. All right, so, sorry, I'm trying to be fast here. So I have a wrinkle in here, but you do not want that, okay? You don't want any wrinkles in there. Now, you just take some water and you put it down in the water. It doesn't matter if you put it which way, face down, face up, but you want it to be in the water, okay? So we're gonna let that sit for a few minutes and then we'll come back to that and finish it, okay? So, window clings. These are from the Dollar Tree. Have you thought about the fact, you know, they make some super cute window clings. You can use window clings. After this sits, you want to take this and you just want to gently rub the back. And it's just, you're just gently rubbing this. Sorry about that, my phone rang. All right, so we just made sure that all of the paper was off of the back. And then we are left with a clear sticker. And then I, again, just like to use my... So this is the reason why this video is later going up. I realized while I was editing that I was way up here and you couldn't really see. So this is the picture of Chloe and I, and you can see it is put onto the tape. Now what I wanted to show you with this, now if you're doing people, because of the skin tone and, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, think about your background because this is see-through. It's clear, like a clear sticker paper. Now, if you're doing a unicorn or something, then a glitter on your cup is fine. But if you're doing a person, then suddenly they have a glitter face, right? And then same with like, you know, weird patterns. But then you take this nice, soft, solid image and look how good the sticker looks. So, you know, different backgrounds work well for different things. So when it comes to these clear stickers like this, you know, depending on the picture, think about what your background's going to be. You know, if this was the Disney castle, any of those would have been fine, you know. And so, like you can see, this is it on this silver. It looks fine. But then you wouldn't want to put this on stripes because suddenly everybody has stripes, right? And then, you know, but again, this nice light background, even green, looks perfect and beautiful. Again, stripes. But then you see it on white and look how good it looks, right? And the same thing goes for, let me just show you this. And then also, you know, too dark of a background, you know, is kind of weird also. You know, so you just want to have a good background. And this actually would be fun. Like you can see, there's still a little paper in there that I left. But, you know, I just wanted to give you an idea on this. So just think about the background that you want to use to make sure, you know, that it works well with the picture that you're making when you do this technique. Okay? And then the other thing that I realized, so these things were not in frame very well, so I wanted to make sure you can see them. So you can use printable vinyl, okay, and photo paper. Now, one of the things I do want to say, I try lots of different products and different ways of doing things, and the reason for it is crafting is not one size fits all, and everybody likes something different, and I like to try different products just to see if they work. And, you know, like when I did the photo paper on a tumbler, someone said, oh, well, you can just do printable vinyl. Well, you're right, you can. It gives a different finish, but also, you know, not everybody has access to all of these different papers, and some of them are very expensive. So I like the idea of giving alternatives. So this you can get at the Dollar Tree. There's 8 pieces in it for $1. You put a little Mod Podge, you know, on it to hold it and Mod Podge over it, and it makes a really nice decal when you don't have this. So it's just good to have different alternatives. This is clear sticker paper. I don't want to ruin that piece by opening it, but here's what it looks like. So this would be the same as, you know, yes, I could print on this instead of this, but this is a whole lot cheaper than this, and I can readily have this available when I might not be able to have this available. So it really is just about giving you alternatives and showing you things that I personally have tried and that, you know, do work. And then this is some more printable vinyl. That's the Cricut brand. I really like this. It's glitter sticker paper. This is a printable glow in the dark sticker paper. This one is a iridescent sticker paper. So just showing you that there's so many options that you could use. This one is a foil sticker paper. So I just wanted to show you that there were, you know, so many different options that you can try. You are not limited to just those items that, you know, we know are made for putting stickers on our tumblers. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. We'll continue on with the video, and I'm sorry that this is late going up. And now we will put our product on our tumbler. We're going to do for our tumbler, we are going to use the window clings. All right, so this right here is a pool noodle cut, and I just taped it on the ends. I've been using the same one for years. All right. And this is nice because your tumbler can just lay right in it. On this right here works great. Also, I use like a tube sock that I fill with rice. And that's also nice for being able to lay things on. And that's nice because you can manipulate things around in different ways. Okay. All right. So I thought that we would do something different, and we'll use a window cling, and I'll show you how that looks. This is going to be a nice fall cup. So I'm going to just put my window cling on. And the thing that I do like about window cling is that it's so easy to just move around. I'm going to use the little acorns because I like those. And I want these leaves here. And now if you're, make sure you're lining stuff up. After I get this where I want it, I would look at this and I would say, okay, this is the middle. Right here, this is the middle. So I'm gonna go up and I just kind of go over. You can measure, I just generally guess it. Right now I'm just kind of figuring out where do I want these to be. And I think that I want one of these big leaves also. And then I'll probably make the name just smaller. I wouldn't want to just simply put this on there and start putting epoxy on it, because this would lift and epoxy would go underneath it all over the place. So I'm going to Mod Podge it. Maybe if I can open my Mod Podge. So this stuff, like I've had this thing, a Mod Podge, for so many years, but I'm constantly have to clean around here because it gets full of glue. But honestly, when it gets really thick and you pick it off, I'm sorry, but it is so satisfying. All right, so I am going to just Mod Podge over my cling, and this will dry clear. Now the thing is, you want to make sure that this is completely dry before you put epoxy on it. And the reason why I decided to do this cling is because I want you to see that once we put epoxy on this, you're not going to be able to see the edges. Like the edges aren't going to be noticeable. But you have to make sure that this dries completely. Now, I do like to kind of go in and just sort of wipe off stuff that I don't need. That's just me. It doesn't really matter because your epoxy's gonna, your Mod Podge is gonna dry clear. But I don't know why. I just like to wipe off the excess. It really does not matter. So this is going to be our decal. So we're gonna let this dry completely, and then we're going to put our last epoxy on it. So we will do the layer of epoxy over top of our decal, and we will do a flood coat on our next video. I know that this was fast. There's so many different ways that you could put decals on. And I mean, you can use fabric. I've used the Simplicity patches and iron them on. Oh my gosh, they are so cute. There's so much different stuff. I have you know, the patches to go over like holes in jeans, and I've cut stuff out of them and ironed them on and put epoxy over them. There's so many different options, and I just wanted to show you. And you know, I really like to show all kinds of options. It's not because I don't realize that clear sticker paper or printable vinyl is easier to apply. You know, sometimes you need more options, and that's really what it is. And I just want to show you that you can do lots of different things. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful. I hope you guys have a blessed and beautiful day. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you again soon, friends. See you tomorrow. Bye.